Coach, you talked about, he said the past couple of weeks, Tyler Whitbread, his stuff has been there, just maybe the confidence a little lacking. Well, I think today spoke volumes, not just about him, but really your team to respond.
Well, and I think sometimes when you have those struggles, you start to question. And we met last week as a team and basically said, our roles aren't going to change at this point. We are what we are, and we're going to keep running you out there, Tyler. And we know you're going to go out and battle for us. That's all we can ask. And I was just glad to see him get back to himself today. And what a big day to have that day. That's the most impressive thing. They get beat. It's 1-1. You're coming out here, and they're a little feistier at the start of the game than yesterday, and did a heck of a job.
You looked up and down their lineup even during their BP, and you said, man, those guys were locked in. And for him to come out and basically no-hit them through almost 6 innings, what was he doing well? And you mentioned locating the changeup would be critical for him today.
He just kept him off balance. I mean, every time, he was basically a surgeon out there today. He was throwing pitches to spots and changing speeds. And they had a couple guys in their lineup that are very good players that battled and battled and battled, and he just kept coming at him and at him and at him and at him. And I think he was throwing all the punches today. I think that was the biggest difference. Sometimes when you struggle, you kind of start taking more punches than delivering. And I just felt like from the word go out there today, he was after it.
When you felt from an execution standpoint offensively back there, and I think it was the 3rd inning, where you lay down a sac bunt, it seemed like there were just a lot of little things that transpired that even though you didn't necessarily have a quote-unquote big hit, but a lot of things you talked about your guys, hey, I'm going to ask for you at some point in time in the game to lay down a bunt when you need it. You got to be able to execute it, and CJ did it perfectly.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we talked about after the Illinois game the other night was just being tougher in the box, giving away too many at-bats, and knowing coming in here you're going to face 2 quality left-hand pitchers. Those guys are both pros, and we knew we had our work cut out for us and just had to battle and find ways to score. And that was a big deal that inning because, CJ puts down a great bunt and we get a couple of runs kind of cheaply, but we'll take them, that type of thing. But, when you're facing the guy like Walker, you gotta find any way you can to score.
I feel it's a thing that fans and broadcasters can talk about in terms of postseason accolades and where guys can go. Jared Watkins has played really well for you here down the stretch. What has allowed Jared to really show up big in league play? And I think now hitting well over 400, and even the day, it seems like that glove never tails off either.
Well, he's just a baseball player, and I think at times he got down on himself a little early in the season. Maybe wasn't swinging as well as he wanted, but I think now that he's kind of settled in and relaxed a little bit, he's gotten some great at-bats for us over the past couple of weeks and some huge at-bats. But I think he's the Jared Watkins that we expected to see. He's a good player, really good player. And as good a player and as good a hitter as we have in this league. So, that's why we bumped him into the 3-hole. He's swinging really well for us right now, whether it's a righty or lefty. And defensively, not just Jared. I mean, Jared's played well, but, man, our defense has been really good.
And most important for your club now, you get to close out your finals this week before heading to DBU, just the importance of being able to clear up all your academic schedule and to know from here on out after next week, you guys can just focus on baseball.
Yeah, I think let's focus on finals first. We don't want to talk about baseball for a few days. It's just nice to get back and let the guys get into the academic mode and get ready for finals. We'll take a couple of days off and let them do that and kind of get back at it on Wednesday.